gonna get an Alka-Seltzer. Let's get it popping.
What's popping?
Mason, were we recording when Jared said that?
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect.
Good.
That's going to be the lead-in. Well, what's up, everybody? First of all, we got to get this out of the way. Welcome to the Rebrand. Hey.
Rebrand.
Woo!
The
Rebrand!
Rebrand, baby. Welcome to an episode of Knights of the Nerd Table, where we do our very best to fill you in on the recent nerd news as well as the next nerdy things happening soon. I am one of your co-knights, Mr. Nate Porter. I'm joined by two fabulous individuals. They are Mason Hiddenbone.
No, you're right.
Hidden
Keep
bone.
going. It's
Hidden
right
bone.
there. It's right there, but keep going.
Mason Hidden Snowball Sayer. It's a long day. And Jared the Daddy Clark. Let me introduce you one by one. Mason, tell the people a little bit about yourself and your name.
Hi. Well, here you go. If you want to know anything. There it is.
For our listening
Oh, yeah.
only audience, there's a giant sign behind Mason's head that says Hidden Snowball and has nothing to do with bones.
No.
And with a collection, he's also got a collection of Master Swords in his corner.
I do. I have
want
a
everybody to know
collection of
that.
Master Swords. I have an Overwatch flag there. I have a Master Shield. I have a bunch of D&D books. On the ground over here, I have a Minecraft Creeper. I have a bunch of guitars and a Minecraft poster. Some Legos. We got some Doctor Who figurines. We got a bunch
Doctor Who. I'm from the Bronx.
I'm also sick, so my nose is a little stuffy. I
His
got
nose
the
is
Doctor
stuffy.
Who.
We got some Doctor Who.
Bunch of stuff. I'm nerdy. I like video games. I like D&D. That's me. I'm Mason.
Fantastic. Mr. Jared, tell the people about yourself.
What up? What up? My name is Jared. I'm a nerdy young man. I have a son who's also a growing nerd. I caught him trying to log into my PC or my computer today, and he's only a year and a half. So,
Perfect.
but yeah, I wish I could show you my desk because my desk is me. It's like your backdrop. I have like a Lego BD1. I have just Magic cards and D&D stuff all over my table, and I'm a heavy gamer. So, yeah, let's get after it, boys.
Yes, I am. All my nerd stuff is also like I can see it, but you can't see it. That's all like on my desk. I am currently in a rental house with my new wife.
Hey!
Right there. Just married a little over 3 weeks ago. It's fantastic. She's amazing and she's the best at everything, and I love her. Anyways, enough of that.
Cute.
Hey,
But
Porter,
I
what's
also
the nerdy thing you did this week?
nerdy thing I did this week. I competed in the Brothers War pre-release event on Friday.
Nice.
It was a sealed, so I built a subpar blue-white control. I won my first match 2-0, very very barely. They were both very tight games. I absolutely got flooded in game two times in a row. I don't know how that happens in a 40-card deck. I was borderline furious.
Oh,
I only ran 17 lands. I did everything right, and it was, I don't know what to tell you. And then my third match, because I lost and a lot of people dropped out, was a bye.
Okay.
So I went 2-1 on the stat sheet. However, a lot of people dropped out, but a lot of the top ranking players were undefeated until the third round. So somebody had to lose. So in that top, 16 out of 32 who entered originally, shook out to top 8, and your boy snuck in to the 8th slot.
Let's go.
That bye win.
Yeah.
It was also a quarter after 12, and so we, amongst ourselves, instead of playing 2 more full rounds of Magic, the participants agreed to just split the payouts. So I got paid out 5 draft prize packs.
Yo!
Hey.
Pulled some solid Dees artifacts from this set, which is not even hiding the fact that it's an artifact set.
Yeah.
No, it is every bit of like,
but-
no, for our
But that was my nerdy news is the buys got me the prize.
Hey,
Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
What
Mason.
about you, Mason? So yeah. Oh wow. Same
Wow,
freaking page.
we're all on the same
Dude.
brain
God, I
page.
love our brains right now. Like, who would have thought?
What's my nerdy thing this week? I've played so much video games this week. It's great. I've been just absolutely grinding out Overwatch 2. I know this isn't like anything new. Obviously, I'm a fan of the series. But I've put a lot of time in. I got my 5-man together, and collectively we did amazing. We went competitive, and I am at Silver 5, which is the lowest in silver you can get, which is just above bronze, which is the lowest rank.
Nice.
But to be fair, Overwatch tweeted out saying that their competitive matchmaking is just broken right now. It is placing like it placed people in like diamond, which is like above gold, so bronze, silver, gold, diamond in like bronze, like people that played last time. And so there's some shenanigans going on, but I've been grinding that out. I placed low silver, and I've just been grinding my way up now.
Congratulations.
I think that's my nerdy thing. I've been doing too much IRL, like hanging out with people, non-nerdy stuff. I need to get back to my roots, honestly.
Yeah, come on.
I respect that. I respect that.
Jared,
Hi.
what's your nerdy thing, bud?
I will start out with I probably put a full 40 hours since release and put a full work week into Modern Warfare 2. I am already ranked 55. I'm waiting for the new season to come out so I can prestige. The nerdy thing of my week is I forgot that yesterday, or as of this recording, yesterday was pre-release for Brothers War.
Yeah.
And Mason and I live in the same town, and so I was like, you know what? Our ladies, our waifus, are gonna hang out that evening, and so we're gonna have a boys' night at the Fun Factory at the card shop. And I showed up. It's pre-release. They had just finished their pre-release tournament, and they just started immediately into a commander, and it was just full-blown commander. Every table was full. There's no room in the inn, and so we decided. I just called Mason. I was like, hey, I'm gonna see if I can get the commander deck that I'm looking for, and then we'll meet back at my place and we'll play commander there. So I walk up to Dave, the owner of the Fun Factory. Dave's a wonderful, wonderful guy.
Yeah, he is.
And I was like, Dave, I'm collecting the Warhammer commander decks. I know I'm probably pretty late. I'm looking for the human commander deck, the human Imperium commander deck. And he's like, dude, the only place you're gonna get those is eBay. And I was like, okay, it's fine. And he goes, he looks at me and goes, I'll sell you both of these commander decks, the Brothers War commander decks, for $70. And I was like, Dave, don't you tempt me with a good time.
Whoa, Dave.
Dave.
Hold on, Dave.
Hold on, Dave.
Slow your roll there.
Stop trying to sell yourself to me, Dave. I already love you. And so I gave him $50 cash, and then I was going to put $20 in the card, and the deal was done. And he made a boo-boo. He owned up to it. I walked away, and he goes, dang it, Jared. And I was like, what's wrong? And he goes, I accidentally charged your card $70. And I was like, not the end of the world, Dave. It happens. Dang it, Dave. He gave me my $50 back and was like, you know what? Here's your $50. Please start taking these things. And started handing me. He's like, handed me 100 Eclipse sleeves to mats. He handed me 2 Dragon Shield sleeves. He handed me an Ultra Pro thing. And I gave him the $50 in cash because I was like, come on. But I got both the commander decks, and they are a blast to play. They are an absolute blast as far as the pre-con goes. They're not lying when they're not, like you said, Porter, hiding it when they said they're artifact. It's an artifact set. So that's my new thing of the week.
Great stuff. It's good to be a nerd as always. So that's our nerdy stuff of the week. Together, the three of us, we are the Knights of the Nerd Table. So here's how this podcast, video cast, however you get it, works. Each of us comes to the table with a variety of topics we are excited and can't wait to discuss or explain and maybe even teach something new to you, the listener. At the top of each episode, we will actually roll initiative. We said, how do we find way to take turns? If only someone had built an entire system around turn taking mechanics. And we said, let's do that. And so if you roll high, you go first. You roll low, you go last. And then we just start the round back over at the top. And we get to use our reactions to respond to the info delivered. So we're excited for that too. It's not just one person talking the whole time. It'll be a lot of fun. So from there, we'll just keep moving on till we get through all our content and try to give you something to enjoy, maybe in your workout or your drive to work. And hopefully the goal of this podcast is and always will be simply to let you, the people, the listeners, know a few of the fun things that we love and nerd out upon. And nerd stuff is fun and it's great and we love it. So we're going to try to explain what we can to you and fill you in on the upcoming stuff, maybe bring you news about the old stuff, whatever that may look like. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my good friends, how about we roll initiative? I got my die here. I'm gonna roll and let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. These are all dry rolls.
Die I've ever owned for D&D. That's my die that I'm rolling with today.
Oh, lucky die, lucky die. I'm rolling a Baldur's Gate 20 side for this one.
I'm rolling it is Zendikar 20 sided die.
Nice.
I got a 13.
Nice. I got a 15.
I got a 5.
Ooh, there it is. There's the turnover, baby.
There it is. Yikes! Imagine. So
I will say, in initiative at Porter's wedding, I did roll a 19, which was the highest of the night. So
yes, someday I'll tell you all about the fun things we did at my wedding that are nerdy. Maybe like that'd be a fun video, like how I snuck nerdy things into my wedding.
That's good.
I love it.
A lot of the music, very good.
Yes. All right. So I get to go first. I get to use my action. So here's what I am going to do. This is gonna hit. This is gonna hit for sure. I want to talk about. I want to talk about Andor. This show on Disney Plus. I have found to be fan-freaking-tastic. Now, it's not too hot of a take. But I will say it's a little spicy. I think this is the best live action Star Wars content since Rogue One.
Wow.
If you like spy, you like espionage, there's not a ton of like fighting going on. There's not a ton of like blasters going on. And guess what? Your nerds, your Knights of the Nerds table, they're not single. They're not single. They got ladies. It can happen. Believe in yourself and be confident in the things you like to do. That I digress.
For our audio listeners, we had a lady walk into the background of our video.
We had a wild Amanda, aka my wife.
Jared's wife, because he's married, because he can, because he's got suave, he's got skill, he's got all the things you need to land the lucky lady. In his life.
No, she told me that we're getting married, so.
or it might work like that. You never know.
Yeah, you just get lucky, and sometimes I walk up and be like, "You, me, let's go," and I'm like, oh, "Okay." So
I guess so.
I pick you. Jared was her starter Pokemon, so lifer.
100%. I would have picked a different one, but it's okay.
That's awesome.
Anyway, Andor, guys, this show is fun, intriguing, and it's got me on the edge of my seat. And a couple times, it's made me go, "Oh!" And there's a couple just hot, pay attention to what's going on, because there are Easter eggs in there, and it's super fun. And it's the story of Cassian Andor, which, if you remember from one movie, he plays a huge role in that movie. This is sort of his origin story, his recruitment to the rebellion. As we record this, rolling towards the end of the series, but I'm absolutely loving it. Live action, I think it's the best. Even non-live action, I think it's up there with some of the best, more fun, exciting Star Wars content. It's opening up the universe without like making a joke of it. It's original without being like is that Star Wars? I can't tell the vibes. It's simple, it's effective, and it's a lot of fun. It's got me on the edge of my seat. The main team played a role. Couple of those names in the Bourne movies. So it's like, oh, the pacing. You're like, okay, so that's why I like this. I love Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Identity, stuff like that. Those movies were fantastic.
Pretty good.
There's some similar intrigue vibes, and you're just like, this is a really tense moment. The latest episode has probably some of the best Star Wars dialogue in it, and it's just quotable lines. And I loved it. So that's where I'm at on that. I love the Andor
I'm gonna use my
series.
attack of opportunity here.
Navi right now.
I'm not coming at you. I'm not gonna finish that statement. Basically what I wanted to say is, isn't one of the first Star Wars shows, right? I don't think there's a single lightsaber in it, right?
I haven't seen one.
And saying I haven't really watched very many of the episodes, but what I've heard is it's one of the first, Star Wars shows, right, where any and every Star Wars show has had a lightsaber in it. I think one of the only ones was maybe the Resistance, Star Wars Resistance, but it also, I think it does have a lightsaber in it as well. But I think it's one of the few, and I feel like the reason why I say that is because, it's Star Wars. The whole brand of Star Wars is synonymous with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just really cool that they did such a phenomenal job. And I haven't watched very much of it because I wanted to hear your opinion on it, Porter. And just by hearing that, I'm definitely going to go watch that tonight after I play Ragnarok. But I like that. I like that. It sounds phenomenal. I just wanted to flex on you guys really quick, and then I'm so sorry. That was my attack of opportunity, was flexing Ragnarok.
Gosh, dang it.
Both on my co-hosts who don't own a Sony gaming device. So
You're just such a rascal.
How dare you?
That's a good old chug. All right, cool. Anything else, Porter? Do you have anything else like that from your action that you want to use or talk about?
Any bonus actions? Movement?
Yeah, any bonus actions?
Free action?
Go watch it. That's my bonus action. And,
Nice.
Okay.
That's it for my turn.
Love it.
Nice. All right.
Love it.
It looks like next up in initiative. Sorry, I'm just so used to DMing.
No, do it. I love this.
It's
Don't stop, Mason.
Jared, next up in initiative.
There's three of us.
Hey,
If you're Tommy.
boys. Tommy, hey, don't use my character name in real life. You know how I feel.
It makes it too real.
Makes it too real.
It's so hard to get back.
I want to talk about, and I think it's the main topic on my social media, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Second installment in the most recent Modern Warfare, since Call of Duty Modern Warfare released in 2019. This is the second iteration of it. At first impressions, I love it. I think they did a phenomenal job. I'll admit it. Just to give you guys my background on Call of Duty, I started playing Call of Duty back, and I think it was Call of Duty Big Red 1. One of the first original Call of Duties on the original Xbox. It was a phenomenal. There was no multiplayer. It just was campaign. It was a World War One Call of Duty. It was phenomenal. Loved it. Played so much of it. My father would actually play it when I was younger, when I went to bed, and he would come into my brother and I's room and play it while we slept. And so I would sleep to him yelling German swear words at the TV and sounds of gunfire. So I slept through that. So I played that. My first online experience with Call of Duty was Modern Warfare, the very, very, very first original back in the 2000s. And then I was sculpted and made into the man I am today by the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a terrible thing. I'm a trash bag of a human being because of that. I'm kidding.
False statement.
But so that was just to give you my background, to give me some validity on what I'm talking about when it comes to Call of Duty. And I've played every single Call of Duty since, and I've played the crap out of all of them. I will say this new Modern Warfare 2 is very refreshing after the dumpster fire of Cold War and Vanguard.
Whoa.
They were terrible Call of Duties. It was uncomfortable to play. It was not Call of Duty. It seemed more like some other first-person shooters that I won't name because it just didn't. They didn't feel like Call of Duty. They didn't feel
Medal of
that
Honor.
it have. Yeah, basically.
Medal of Honor is goated. You keep that game out of your mouth.
Sorry.
I've only ever played one.
Medal of Honor, European Assault, GOAT.
European Assault.
Rising Sun.
Right.
Yes. Hype.
That was my reaction. Go on.
No, that's great. I love that for both of you. But I love Modern Warfare. I love the realism in it. It plays a lot like Ghost. Time to Kill, or TTK, is pretty short. As well as there needs to be some nerfs and some buffs along with the guns. This is, and I will say, the most grindy Call of Duty known to man. It is very, very aggressive when it comes to grinding. They're like, oh, camos will make that easy because to get gold on a gun, there's 4 challenges, and they're super easy challenges. And then you grind these four challenges for this gun. You get your gold, but then the issue is getting those guns and getting attachments for those guns is when it becomes very, very grindy. The way it works, I'll just explain. I'll explain this red dot site that I wanted to get. Okay, it's the Mini CZ Pro.
Bread and butter.
Right, it's the red dot site. It's
Gotta
the
have a red
casual
dot.
red dot. It's the casual red dot site. To
That's
get this red dot site, you have to use this thing called a Lockman 762. Lockman 762, and it's a marksman rifle. It's like a single shot marksman rifle. You have to level that up to a level 11. Once you get to level 11, you get the different receiver, the Lockman 556 receiver. Once you level that up to level 13, you get the Lockman sub. Once you get the Lockman sub, you level that up to level 15, and that's when you can unlock this red dot site.
Pass.
It's a lot. I love the idea they had. It's pretty aggressive when it comes to grindiness.
I'm gonna use my reaction to jump in here and talk about it also, because as someone who isn't like super, like, I've played Call of Duty, not like a ton, but okay, I'll give you my background. I played some Call of Duty when I was little, all right, but my first game,
pulling it out,
is Call of Duty World War II.
Let's go, baby.
From like 2018. Like, it hasn't been long. My philosophy is more bullets, better player. And so I only use an LMG.
It's so true. We played together.
I've played the last, since Call of Duty World War II came out, I've played every single one. I've only played LMG. And I am now trying to grind and unlock these things and attachments for these guns. And I can't just play my LMG, and I'm so sad about it. Yeah. Anyways, I have 2 copies of this because I lost the other one and then found it again. That's my interjection. Just let me grind my LMGs. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to you.
Mason's first Call of Duty was Battlefield 1.
That's so true. So there's that. That's cool. You do have 2 copies for audio listeners. So it's very grindy. It is very frustrating to be like, I'm a submachine gun player, and to get the final 2 submachine guns, I have to go through the AK weapon tree, and it's this very long process. So I'm almost there, but it's taken a full 40-hour work week just to unlock all of the submachine guns, so I could just grind submachine guns.
Rough.
So that's my frustrated part about it. The other thing that frustrates me is, I think the Call of Duty player base, I feel like the streamer player base, we've talked about it before, doesn't like it because it doesn't play aggressively. People also don't understand what camping is. Camping is sitting in a corner, right? And just sitting in that corner. But if I'm holding a stairwell, moving within the stairwell, that's not camping, it's holding a point. Stop pushing me, you forehead. Kind of thing.
Stop camping! Like, I'm holding a point. This is hard point. Like, I have to be here.
I have to be
Shut
here.
up, you're dead.
Yeah, shut up, you're dead kind of a thing.
Shut up,
so
you're dead.
hit your shots, kid. They're also complaining the movement's nerfed. I like it because it causes people to slow down. Also, side story about movement's nerfed. It causes people to slow down. Mason playing LMG. Mason is your typical LMG player, but like in real life, where I will be pushing a corner and Mason will just put covering fire. Like he'll just shoot at the corner and allow me to push that corner so nobody comes out and shoots me.
When you have 175 bullets, you have to use all 175 bullets on that one corner where there is no one.
And then when you need
Until there's no
help
corner left.
pushing, it is pretty hard because he's reloading for the next 15. But
He's won. Hold on.
hold on, I'll be there. So it is pretty frustrating in itself, but I've been really enjoying it. Stop it. Okay, so I would like to say this though. I'm very excited. The maps are pretty dang good. There is a map. It's a highway map. I don't really remember the name. I skip it every single time because it is a dumpster fire.
The border.
It's just a highway with a whole bunch of blowing. It's the border map, blowing up cars. You've probably seen clips of it on TikTok and Instagram. Terrible map design. It's just chaos. There's no order to it. They took the idea of a 3-lane map and made it worse. So with that being said, I like this Call of Duty because the devs are listening. They're putting out patches each week for things. They've also heard us about maps. So on Wednesday, November 16th, this Wednesday, I don't know if this is going to be out, but November 16th is the launch of their season 1. They're launching Warzone 2 for sure. They're launching their DMZ, which is their Escape from Tarkov version.
Cool.
And it's gonna be a ton of fun to play that. They're launching Shoot House, one of the best Call of Duty maps of all freaking time.
Yes, let's go.
So they're bringing Shoot House back, and then they're bringing 3 new guns. 4 new guns. 2 of them will be available immediately, even if you don't have the battle pass. And then the other 2 will be unlocked through some challenges. So they're like, you know what? No, it's free. And they have a new form of doing their battle pass, which is quadrant based. So it's not just this linear map. You can choose different ways to go about this to get what you want faster, if that makes sense. Look it up. Seriously, it's really complicated to explain in an audio format. But it is super, super cool. I like the way they're doing things. And then halfway through this, or a few weeks into season 1, they're launching Shipment.
Yes,
that's where Boys Become Men.
Good map.
That was the original Rust before Rust became Rust.
Yes,
that's where you settled things as men. Was Shipment, and then Rust came along, and so that's happening. It's a lot of cool stuff, and I'm gonna cast a spell here, boys. I'm gonna hit them with some burning hands. I'm gonna hit you guys with a hot take, okay? I think skill-based matchmaking is a good thing for this game.
Ooh,
interesting.
So let me
go on.
A lot of people are like, skill-based matchmaking is ruining video games. It's not. It's not. You're complaining because skill-based matchmaking is putting you in lobbies with people who are just as good as you. So
right,
you're not playing.
I can't destroy a whole lobby if that happens.
Exactly. You're complaining because you can't get clips and things like that. If it wasn't skill-based matchmaking, it's so much worse. You'd be thrown in the lobbies with dudes who are 3 times better than you, a 4-year-old or 14-year-old who just got it for Christmas and just wants to play, right? Also, with this new season, they're launching ranked. So if you have an issue with skill-based matchmaking, go play ranked.
Have they ever had ranked matchmaking?
Before? I do not believe so.
Oh, that sounds.
They
like
had some ranked in Black Ops 4, but it didn't last. It wasn't
Black Ops
that
4.
good.
Yeah,
Black Ops 4. So,
Rip.
yeah. So, but I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing for casual players. It's a humbling thing for me because, like I said, like I want to come home and sit and play. So I come home and sit and play. And 5 games in, I'm like 35-15, doing 24-8, like doing really well, and then it skill-based match makes me into lobbies of people who are just as good as I am, or if not a little better, and it humbles you, and that's what also makes you a better player. That's what makes you better.
Okay,
is playing.
fine.
I'm just saying.
Porter, you
I'm just
getting that?
Stop
I
complaining
get it.
about getting your butt kicked and get good. Just saying.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I can
Ooh,
only
Zoom
beat people
reaction.
I'm better than.
That's true.
That's it.
That's an issue then.
That's
That's an
it.
issue. That's an issue. That's your hot take.
You have to get
So,
better.
I think it's a good thing.
Hit your shots,
I
kid.
think it's a good thing for that's exactly it. Hit your shots, kid. It made me. I was literally playing Thursday night, and I was just getting hammered by people, like just getting crushed. I kept pushing too hard. It made me quit out of a game, and I leaned back in my chair, and I realized that I'm playing people who are just as good, if not better than me. So how can I play? How can I beat me or people who are better than me? And so I just started playing counter-wise to how I would play. I started slowing myself down. I started
More
getting
bullets.
better angles. Started using more bullets. Started hitting my shots, and you just get better. That's what skill-based matchmaking is for, is to save Timmys, who all you streamers who are complaining about it, get over it. If you don't like the game, go play Halo. They need people in their lobbies.
Yeah.
Like,
You didn't have to do that.
I said it.
You didn't have to do that.
Dear gosh.
Throat Halo Infinite.
that
I'm
was
coming for your
powerful.
throat.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that was my
I'm not
Jake
trying to
Paul
make
moment
enemies
of
out
the
here.
podcast.
Wow.
Halo sponsor us.
So,
Amazing.
but yeah, so that's my hot take on that, and
Nice.
that's what I have for the show. I think next on turn order is our DM. I also
Action, bonus action. You still got movement? You have haste?
Movement. I'm gonna not hasted. I'm a paladin. I'm gonna smite my way through combat and hand it off to my boy Mason.
Hey, thanks. Top of my turn, I will cast haste to myself and just pop through some games.
Go for it.
Just some games. Obviously, I talked about Overwatch at the very beginning of this. Loving it. Been playing it so much. Overwatch Season 2 is coming out December 4th. That's going to be a brand new hero named Ramatra. Ramatra is an
Nice.
Omnic. He's going to be a tank hero. He's going to be able to switch in between a more DPS and a more tanky hero. Basically, he's going to go from like a floating Zenyatta to growing arms and legs out of his back and like punching. He's going to have a staff, which I think is going to be his primary fire. It's going to be a barrier, different form switch, as I said before. An ability called Vortex, which is going to be his E, and we're not sure what his ultimate ability is yet. So that's the Overwatch stuff. Keep an eye out of that. December 4th. Get hyped. Get excited for it. Next up, Gotham Knights recently came out.
Hey.
I had a rough story, and it didn't keep people very much because it's made by the same people that made the Arkham series. Arkham Knights, Arkham Asylum, or not Arkham Knights, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, those kind of games, which people loved for like all of history. Like people have been loving those games. The story of this, and spoilers if you haven't played the other Batman games, but top of this, Gotham Knights, Batman dies. And so it's left to the Bat family, Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, and Nightwing to save the city. And it's the first game with multiplayer. The only issue is that they went really hard in the RPG aspect, and so there's a lot of like you need like different like levels and things like that. This is all just from what I've heard. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, sadly. So check it out if you want to. Apparently, there's still people who are like, yeah, the gameplay's still really fun. The stories may not be as good, but it's really fun to like jump around the city with like your friends and things. Speaking of not being able to play it, God of War Ragnarok is out now. And reviews are in. People are loving it. There is like the story continued from the first one. It's the same kind of gameplay that you got in the first one that everyone loved. If you haven't played it yet, check it out. It's on PC and on PS4. Definitely, I would recommend checking it out. but it's only on PS5 and PS4 right now. Sadly, I have a PS4. It's just I don't think it counts as a gaming device. The original PS4 that came out. It is.
Ooh, hot take.
It is trash. It takes forever to load. It's not like fully HD. There's no storage on it, and it's just rough. I'm not gonna buy a PS5 because I just got Big Bertha, the gaming computer.
Let's go.
So I guess I have to wait for it to come out, or I go invade Jared's house for a while. We'll see there.
You're more than welcome anytime.
Continuing on with my haste action, Plague Tale Requiem just recently came out the end of October. Plague Tale, very fun game I recently played through. Very dark story, but a very fun, almost puzzle, but it's a third person kind of item
Is that the one with the
management.
rats?
It is the rats, yes.
Okay, I started a playthrough of that on shout out Xbox Game Pass for
Yes.
making that accessible to me. I stopped out of more like other things just came up and games I enjoyed, game styles I enjoyed, I think, took priority. But I did enjoy the puzzle aspect of that game. It wasn't overcomplicated, but it was like, what am I? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. A lot of those kind of moments.
Yeah, it's really cool, especially because there's like different things. Like there's like a guard that's trapped in the corner, and you need to get past him. And there's a bunch of rats in between you. So like you have a torch and you move closer to him to like get past this door, which the rats would kill him. But if you hit the torch next to him with your like fire rock, then you'll save him. You'll get that achievement and an extra special voice line. It's really cool. I just started the second game. I haven't gotten a chance to play much into it. First one was super awesome. The story was great. You can kind of tell what it's going to be from the beginning, but there's some twists at the end where you're like, holy crap, this is wild.
It sounds sweet.
And then, I mean, I don't think it's too big of a spoiler because the trailers for the second game really show it a lot. But the first game doesn't like have like a really solid ending. You would think that it's like, all right, everything's resolved. Like all these like things that happened are going to like finish and everything. And then they kind of just go, we just have to keep surviving. And you're like, oh my gosh. And so the second game is like really needed after I finish that first one. Cause I'm like there's more to this story. And so I'm really excited to keep working on this. That was haste. I am feeling the
Exhaustion.
point of exhaustion now.
Yeah.
Setting in.
So I just running through some games. Those are the interesting ones the last few months that I would recommend checking out. And then obviously the indie recommendation, Shovel Knight Dig. If you ever played Shovel Knight and loved it, this is a very fun. Rather than side scroller, it's like you go down. It's made by Nitrom. And the original creators, Yacht Fish Games. Nitrom is one of my favorite, like, mini clip back in the day. They had their own website where it's just, like, really fun PC browser games. They worked hard on this, and it's really fun. But those are things I'm going to talk about in this round of initiative, and I guess we'll pass it back up to the top of initiative. Make sure to keep an eye out on those video games. Porter, looks like you got top of the round.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and use a Fury of Blows here. So, I mean, ready your heartstrings, okay? Because just take a breath, prepare emotionally, because some disappointments. The Dungeons and Dragons movie delayed 4 weeks, which is the most Dungeons and Dragons thing to ever happen to a Dungeons and Dragons thing movie. Hey, a little bit of, hey, can we just push it back a month? I got a lot of stuff going on. A little, hey, we can't all make it. No, but honestly, that it looks like the original release date is going to be a pretty hot sci-fi month. And so studio was like, let's push it back and let's give it a little less of a hot opening weekend to try to make some money off all these nerds who are going to go to the movies anyway. So that's my first hit. Second one's going to do a lot of damage. Kevin Conroy, the voice actor for Batman for so long, from the animated series of 1992 to 96. He has passed away at the age of 66. Not only did that, he did Batman Arkham and games. He did a lot of the Batman franchise. For lack of a better term, I'm just going to say it. He was Batman. He was my Batman.
Yeah.
He's the Batman I
didn't know
compare movies to.
Yep.
Okay, like when I think one of the reasons I didn't hate some of the Batman vs Superman and Ben Affleck Batman is because the broad shoulders that they gave him. Oh, that reminded me of my childhood Batman, and I liked that Batman. So that sucks, man. He did a lot of voice acting for him. He like, if you were to hear him, you would have been like, "Oh, that's Batman."
That's Batman.
Just what an incredible career he had as that guy, and yeah, that it sucks. But
Now I
he
definitely
leaves
want to
behind a legacy. Yeah, I mean, when you were talking about it, it reminded me of that. But and the third one, it's but we knew about it. I will say the tributes in the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie I saw over the weekend, Wakanda Forever, are very emotional, but fantastic and very tasteful. I liked the movie in general. I thought it was a breath of fresh air. The cinematography, finally. I did not watch Thor in front of a green screen for 2.5 hours. It was like a good movie, dialogue, great acting. Some of the jokes were not written for Nathan Porter, a 32-year-old white dude, but
there it is.
The youth pastor line in Spider-Man No Way Home, that was exactly for me. So, like, shut up, Nathan, and move on with your life, right? So, I appreciated it. It was a whole movie that was just about just the fun and the excitement and the emotions. Marvel again, and I don't know if they meant to do this, but the message I got was, hey, your Marvel has passed and now it's time for the new Marvel. If they intended to send that message, we've been saying it's gonna happen. I felt like, oh, this was like the big curtain for that, and like I'm okay with that. I thought it was a beautiful ending, and to like that season of Marvel movies, and just some fun, just a lot of fun action. Great fight scenes, 1v1s are great. Battle scenes were just super fun. And I think they used a keyword a couple times that, if this is my thought, is with no spoilers. Oh, if that's how they're gonna do it, that's really interesting. I'm here for it.
No, all right.
Okay.
Go
to the movies. Go to the movies.
I'm gonna use my reaction now for this round.
This week.
I haven't, as the resident Marvel nerd that I was.
Sure.
I previously was. I wouldn't claim myself as that now. I have not finished She-Hulk. I have not finished. I haven't even seen Thor. I kind of was just like, I have other shows I want to watch. Like, I started watching like the Flash again, just because I was like, I need to catch up on this. I only watched the season 3. And I'm like, this is what I like. This is that like kind of coolness. And then I realized that like I'm trying to think of it as like Iron Man. But when you go into the comics and actually look at these characters, this is what they're like. Like comics that people love, like She-Hulk. That's a beloved comic. That's what the character's like in the comic books. And then things like the like Thor, he is quirky, he's silly, he's a fun guy. And so like I think I need to go back, and I definitely need to watch the new Thor, because it is on Disney Plus. I could just watch it after this. That's probably what I'll do.
It's a great date night movie. It's not like a plant my comic book nerd roots in and enjoy all the references type of movie. But it's fun for a date night. It's fun for snacks. And do you want to laugh? Perfect, because sorry, it's a comedy. But Wakanda Forever, cinematography, the shots, the lens flares, the like, just the reoccurring, a couple shots reoccurring throughout the movie of just like this shot of the city, of a grieving city, this same shot of a city in distress, and this same shot a city with new hope. It's just like wow, 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 wow. Look at all this actual cinematography. And I'm glad you brought up She-Hulk. Not anything about She-Hulk, but just like there's just a stark difference in the production value of any TV show
Yeah, that's true.
and a movie. And like I was thinking, I was like, man, I can't even imagine just like all the on-site locations that you got to go to, just like working through this. I wrote something down. I need to share it before I forget. Shout out to Amanda Barros, David Hall, and Ivar Reisted. I have no idea who they are, but their names came up in the credits, and they worked really hard on that film, and I couldn't even tell you what they did, but shout out to them for playing a part of a really cool movie. No idea what parts they really played, but well done. Well done. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I didn't have to take a pee break, which was really great. But that pass turn after that.
And at the end of your turn, I'm playing a Simic value
On
engine
my
with no
end
real
step.
win-con. I turned before casted Wilderness Reclamation and Chromatic Orrery, so all my spells have flash.
Sure.
And from Wilderness Reclamation, all my lands have untapped at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
I'm going to cast for 3 mana Coax from Blind Eternities, which is a 2-mana spell, or a 3-mana spell, 2 colorless, 1 blue.
Magical.
It's a sorcery. You may choose an Eldrazi card from your own that you own from outside the game, put in your or in exile, reveal that card, put it into your hand. I'm going to do so with Emrakul's Promise End, and then because I'm a Simic value engine with no real win con, I have all my mana out. I'm going to tap 13 mana.
Sure.
And cast Emrakul, which when it enters the battlefield, when you cast, you gain control of target opponents. You gain control of target opponent during their turn. You gain that, or you gain. Oh, hold on, let me get this right. When you cast Emrakul, you gain control of target opponent during that player's next turn. After that turn, after that player takes his turn, you take an extra turn.
Good lord!
So that was a full-on Josh Lee Kwai play. So from the command zone. So I'm going to interject myself here, boys.
Jeez.
6 years of setup for that. That was awesome.
During that whole thing, I was like, how am I going to interject? And so I was like trying to figure out this super long Josh Lee Kwai near death, trying to find a win gon from game nights, all that.
Amazing.
But so what's going to happen here is I want to talk about the Brothers War, the pre-release that just happened.
There it is.
It's a cool set. It's a very, very cool set. I'm really liking it. Like I said, I was able to get the 2 commander decks, and we'll get to that in a second. But I want to talk about the lore really quick, if I can, gentlemen.
Go for it.
You have my permission.
I love this set because the Brothers War was originally from one of the original Magic sets from back in the day. And so a lot of older Magic players that have gotten out of Magic are now coming back to the game because a lot of these cards have been reprinted and redone, and they're so beautiful. I love the old I like them, and they're not my favorite when it comes to Magic, the old borders, but I think they're really, really cool. I'm really, really enjoying the commander decks. Mason and I are able to play each other. Both brothers are the commanders for both decks. So Mishra, the Eminent One, is the Grixis commander, which is red, black, blue, and Urza, Chief Artificer, is white, blue, black, and they are phenomenal. Mishra is artifacts, but I want to go fast. It's very much so. It's a lot. And it was really cool. I beat Mason playing Mishra. He's playing Urza. Urza's very go wide as a commander. Urza is not in my opinion, is not a good one-on-one commander deck. Urza Chief Artificer. It's a really good group style commander deck. I'm really quickly going to use a bonus action here. I want to share a story really quick from buying these decks. I was talking to Mason about this. Ooh.
So before that resolves, there's one card I want to talk about in this set.
Yes.
I play an Uno reverse card. No, I'm just joking.
We're all playing different games now.
Everyone, especially you black swamp players, get used to the 2 words, Calamity's Wake. It's a card in this set. It's 1 white and 1. It's at instant speed. Exile all graveyards. Players can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Exile Calamity's Wake. So you get to one off this card. But this card, you're going to see it everywhere because I think it's going to be a staple in a lot of decks because it's going to throw out graveyard win cons. It's going to throw out zombies. It's going to throw out a lot of problems. A lot of players you're going to see it in standard, and I think you're going to see it a lot in commander. So
you're going to see it a ton in modern. Are you kidding me? Reanimator decks are done for.
You're going to see it a lot of places. So just familiar yourself with that Calamity Wake. Pass priority.
So retaking priority. What's going to happen? What happened is I was paying for it, and I was trying to decide what other things I wanted to buy. And I was sitting myself at the table, and these 2 guys who had just finished a 2-headed giant were having a team meeting. They just lost, and I think they're trying to just get back in their group before they jump back in their next one. What had said verbatim, this was what happened. They walked over.
First of all, I picture them talking like they do in Hot Rod with like one hand on each on the back of the head of the other person. Ancestors protect us.
May they protect him. Gods of war.
Exactly. This is what I'm picturing. This is what I'm picturing you. But get to you.
So I was sitting there and I put my bag down and I was just looking at the commander decks and looking at some sleeves that I wanted to get. And because you can never have enough sleeves, it was just so funny. He goes, I think one comes over the short guy and goes, "Where were you in that game?" And the shorter guy goes, "Dude, I was dealing with that Narset the entire time. I had no answers for it. Where were you?" And he goes, "I was mana flooded. You know that." And it just was this conversation that I was like, this right here is pod racing. Like,
now this is pod racing.
It just was so good. And so that was my introduction really quick.
Nothing has sounded more just like Tuesday night locals to me than that right there.
Yeah, it was just so good. And I was just sitting there trying not to laugh. And but they're like, you know what? Let's make it happen. They fist pounded. They walked back in there. I think one guy pulled out a mono green commander deck, so he doesn't win. But the commander set is a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it. And that is all I have for my turn. I'm tapped out mana wise, and unless somebody wants to interject, that's what I have.
Well,
nope,
I guess
it resolves.
Then it's my turn. Top of my turn, I'm gonna roll a d6 because I am gonna talk about the Unfinity set.
There you go.
Which it's gonna be quick. You guys know, I don't know much about Magic. Like, these two are definitely some old keisters when it comes to Magic. They got the, schwiggity whoop, and there's like that.
I do have a schwiggity whoop.
And then the like Calamity's Wait, whatever they're talking about. Me. They made an Unfinity deck legal, and I said I'm in. So if you don't know what an undeck is, undecks are normally silver borders, very silly decks that have a lot of things like Alexander Clamington. The more lines there are on a card, the more +1/+1s he'll get.
Yeah.
It's very fun, very cool. They made this one legal because I think they were struggling with outputting all of these cards that they put so much time into, and then nobody buying them because no one can use them for like all of these different things. So,
well, that's on the stack. Okay, let me before that resolves.
Playing an instant.
Before that resolves, I'm playing an instant real quick.
Okay.
Just to add to what you're saying about Infinity and this deck, Mason told me last night while we were playing Commander, he goes, "I'm the type of player that says play big Timmy Monster, turn sideways, smash face." So that was Mason's type of Magic playing, and it's my favorite to play with Mason. But what they did with Unfinity, because Unfinity in the past never sold well. It had a very small player base, and so they decided, you know what, we're going to make these fun cards. Some of these cards will be commander legal. They won't be modern legal. They'll be commander legal. Some of them won't be. And then they made some of the most beautiful full art lands on the planet to be able to sell this set.
They're so good.
On the stack, some of the most beautiful art lands outside the planet.
Hey. Nice.
And then with that, I'm going to pass back priority to my boy Mason.
So finishes back to me. I may have to pull it out. But yeah, so Unfinity is fun. It is all space amusement park. And so if that sounds fun to you, let me walk you through this really quick. I have made an almost finished. Part of it is proxied because that's how I test out decks before I do them. Is I play proxy with my friends and then I'll go like actually get them if I think it's fun. So how one of the aspects work. This is the part that I know is attractions. So attractions are artifacts that are in their own deck. So you have your library and then you have your attractions deck. And so when you play a card that says open an attraction, whatever the card is on top of your attractions deck, you just put it down onto the battlefield. And then at the top of each of your turns, if you have an attraction on the battlefield, you get to roll a d6. When you roll that d6, the attractions down the side have 1 through 6, and they have little lights on them. If your light is lit up in terms of like if you have a 4 lit up, if you roll that 4, you visit that attraction. So it has a huge list of things as easy as like on visit, scry 1. To on visit, draw X cards from your library where X is the number of attractions you visit this turn. Exile them. You can play any of those cards this turn, which is really cool, especially when you start to factor in how much... how many attractions you can get on the battlefield, which are all artifacts. So these are artifact-heavy decks at this point. So you can do something like get cards that allow you to tap artifacts for mana, which is what I'm going heavy into, and basically being able to play whatever I want. And then it starts to get fun because like you're doing things every turn. That was my one thing with Commanders. I would get so bored of just like I play a creature for a turn, I pass my turn. Here I'm doing things like I have some acorns, which are the new silver borders. These aren't legal cards, but I have them in the deck because they're fun. Things
it depends on your play group too. Like if your play group's cool with it, play it. You know,
and they're not broken either because it's like stand 3 feet away, throw a card. If this card hits this card, if the card from outside the game hits this card, you get a 2/2 teddy bear, and then you exile that attraction and put a new one on the battlefield. Like, it's so simple. There is one where it's you have 5 seconds to stack as many dice as you can. Any dice that you get above 4, you get that many 1/1 squirrels on the battlefield. I didn't get it a single time when I played with Jared.
It was so funny watching him do it though. Like watching him press start on a 5-second timer and then scramble to stack dice and not a single one stack is hilarious.
But it's fun things like that to like I don't Magic is fun to me because of things like that. And so finding your way to make games, like when we started playing Magic, I was like, I don't know, this isn't really my thing. So I started finding things in that game that I did really love. And so I just wanted to point that out. Try the undecks out, especially since they're becoming legal now. I'm going to finish my proxy deck, make it a fully legal one, get it out to a local hopefully here soon, and just confuse the heck out of people. I was talking to Dave, the Dave from the story earlier, and I was asking for Infinity cards, and he said, you and a singular other person have asked for it. One other person.
So true.
I have not sold any more like packs. It is you and one other person. I was like, sick. He's like, they're also making an attraction deck. I was like, whoa, I hope to play them someday. So it was really fun. Really
meet them
cool.
in the wild.
But I think I'm out of things. I may have to start making death saving throws when it gets to my turn. But I will.
That's possible.
I will pass it back to the top of initiative, Porter, if you got some more stuff for us here.
Yeah, I've got just a couple quick hitters here. Big one, big news for America. Our boy did it. Our beautiful baby boy.
Who's our boy?
our boy's Ash Ketchum, and
Let's go.
he
It's about
is
dang
the
time.
very
Let's
best
go.
that no one ever was.
No one.
God,
And
you'd love to hear it.
he has won he wins the world championship. He won the finally a Pokemon League tournament with the best of the Pokemon League
Master.
tournament. He is a Pokemon master. If you follow Ash Ketchum, you'll know he's not. He was living a Charles Barkley career for a while, and that's a basketball reference. A great player with no rings, and he won some tournaments
what a
there
pull.
for a while, and he finally won in just an absolute epic showdown. His team was and if you're a big fan of Ash, but you're like me, you didn't keep up. He's got some gas Pokemon. Dragonite and Gengar. You may know them from my generation. Dragonite, he's got a Gengar, he's got a Lucario, Sirfetch'd, which is like the next generation of Farfetch'd, again a Pokemon from my generation.
Love Sirfetch'd.
One that I do not know, Dracofish. Can't even say it right because it's so new. And then of course, the final episode was indeed titled "I'm Glad I Chose You" because Pikachu is on that team as well, and Pikachu goes head to head with an opposing Charizard.
A Charizard,
for
yeah.
just a battle royale between the two of them, and honestly, the animators had no business going that hard in the animations.
Did you see that
those.
TikTok too?
Yeah, I did, because like they
love
really
that.
are. It's like it might as well be like Vegeta and Goku
It was
up
so
against one another.
cool.
It was just insane power and just great stuff. And spoilers. Is that okay? Spoilers?
Maybe.
Because I haven't even seen the episode start to finish. I've seen enough parts and pieces by now through TikTok that I know how it ends. But Pikachu, the count is up. Pikachu looks like he might not get back up, and Pikachu has this like flashback vid of all these Pokemon, everyone from like season 1, and like
Brock and Misty.
cheering him on, picking him up, like saying go for it. Butterfree is in this scene.
No.
100%.
Oh my
and-
gosh, I'm gonna cry.
What?
And like for me, like I was like 9. I was 8
Yeah.
when I started these episodes coming out, and like I was like, oh, it's Butterfree. That's Butterfree. Bye Butterfree. And just like all these Pokemon from
man.
all of Ash's life. Just the 25 years of an 11-year-old's life that Ash has lived. And
so true.
and he gets it, and Pikachu gets through. He's unknown.
He.
Interesting. He gets through, bops this Charizard in the head, and game over. And Ash is the greatest Pokemon master that in ever. And
Wow.
and he wins.
Beats
So
Leon, right?
we had to hype that up, and that's it. That's all it needs.
A round of applause for Ash. I mean, come on.
I'll take it.
Just.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
So good. So good.
But yeah, even the flashback, everyone's watching the TV at home. Brock, Misty, Tracy, if you remember him, just everyone just hyping him up, just on the edge of their seat. Me too, me included.
I gotta watch it. I'm gonna
gotta
use
go right now.
my final reaction this round to talk about they probably went so ham because the new Pokemon game is coming out this weekend, November 18th, 4 days before my birthday. And
Now you know what to get them.
I know what to get me. No, you think I'm not already bought this? You don't think it's going to be on my Switch already downloaded? Because it is. But Scarlet and Violet is coming out. It's very fun. Play it with your friends. 4-player. The story is all playable with your friends. So many cool evolutions for the Pokemon have been leaked. I'm not going to reveal any of that because I hate getting leaked stuff, and I would much rather watch it when I play the game. I already see them. So check it out if you want to, November 18th. But yeah, super exciting. I love Pokemon so much, and very excited for the new game. And I'll probably have to go back. I stopped at Sun and Moon, like Season 2, because it wasn't translated to English yet. And now it is. So I got to start watching again.
And before I pass turn, in case you're wondering, because I wondered the same thing, the Gengar he uses is not the Haunter from that he breeds Sabrina with. It is a different Gengar, has a different episode storyline. So just wanted to throw that out there before, because I was wondering the same thing. I was like, so wait, did he go back and or did he come back around?
He has gone back in Sun and Moon, season 2 of Sun and Moon, the first episode. He goes back and uses Z moves against Misty using Omega and Alpha moves, like the stones. It's such a cool episode. It's a Gyarados versus Pikachu. Pikachu using 100-volt tackle. Gyarados mega evolving. It was super dope. I would recommend that show too. But.
That's sick. That's cool.
Cool.
At the beginning of my turn, I'm gonna keep this turn pretty simple. D&D is kind of like my bread and butter. On D&D and Magic are my bread and butter on this podcast. I've been pretty bored with D&D lately. I'm gonna be honest, boys. Like,
to be clear, the game or the content coming out of Wizards?
The content coming out.
No one likes.
Well, I'm getting pretty frustrated with their play group because
you're his DM. Whose fault is it then?
It's not him. It's not our DM.
None of our players are showing up.
It's like here's the okay.
I've been running one shots and have been sick.
They've been awesome. There's nothing more frustrating than being in the middle of a player story arc or their main this is your arc, this is your mission, this is for your background that you've begged the
Sloan, we're calling you out right now.
Yes, right.
Get
Sloan,
here.
we're going for your freaking nuts, bro. Like
Sorry, I know nothing.
So no, but just like if you're in the middle of your arc, show up. Just show up. But yeah, that's just a common decency thing I would say for any player group. If you're in the middle of an arc that you put in time in for your backstory, don't do your play group or your DM disservice who put a lot of work into your backstory.
It's okay. Sloan, I recognize your mother-in-law wanted you to come to dinner. I recognize that same thing, that sometimes you just gotta
I don't recognize that. Sloan didn't tell me that.
Well,
I don't recognize that. I know Mrs. Kolowski didn't want him to come to dinner. That he should have said something. Now I feel like a bad person.
You texted me individually. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. No, but that's for real. That's just a general thing for any D&D group.
Cast swords revealing light on that whole story. Some now you know facts up in that.
You could have just casted light. There's a cantrip. It cost a spell slot, bro.
Swords of revealing light.
No, I'm still calling him out for it.
But
anyways, back to not us D&D. Yeah.
Yeah. In the D&D community, there's a subclass for a sorcerer that came out. Really wasn't that impactful. Wasn't that big of a deal. Dragonlance is on the horizon. I will say this: what happened to D&D 1? Where did all the hype go? Where did all that momentum go? For a company as big as they are, they got a lot of feedback. It should have been pretty easy to put some stuff back out there, you know?
Yeah, I am curious, what's been happening to the feedback that people have been supposedly getting. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, what happened to all that? They own D&D Beyond now. They have complete access to it. It's been months since the launch of D&D 1, and at this point, it seems like a flop. And I don't want to say it is a flop. It just seems that way.
Burning Hands? You have 2 spell slots
for
Burning Hands?
No. The Burning Hands, Mason, I cast it at level 1. Okay, that was a level 1 hot take. But that I don't know. I don't want to say it's a flop, but it seems like it had a lot of steam, and now it doesn't. And it's like I'm kind of checking D&D Beyond every day to hear about it. There's not much going on. But for my bonus action, I want to share some little segment that I like to call the card of the day. Card of the week.
Get it. This is a good way to.
Everyone gets their one card of the week. Everyone get a card.
This is my card of the week. It's from Ice Age, one of the original Magic sets. It is a 5 mana cost artifact called Naked Singularity. And what this card does is an cumulative upkeep of 3 colorless. So you just kind of tap 3 of anything at the beginning of your upkeep to make this happen. And the ability is this: instead of normal mana, plains produce produce red, islands produce green, swamps produce white, mountains produce blue, and forests produce black. And that's for the whole table.
Oh my gosh.
So I will also say this is 39 cents in Card Kingdom. They have plenty of stock. Do with that what you will.
Amazing.
So that's my card of the week.
That's fantastic.
I'll take a card. My card of the week is... Sure, why not? My card of the week is an enchantment called Eternal Oath. It is a legendary enchantment. It's actually a 1 of 1 because my wife got this card for me and gave it to me at our first look. That's us from our engagement photo shoot. When Eternal Oath comes into play, enchanted rings are exchanged between 2 players. 2 humans become bonded for life. They remain bonded until either human dies. This enchantment is indestructible. Bonded creatures gain +1/+1 for every year they have been bonded and have lifelink. Flavor text: no longer 2, but 1. It's a mythic enchantment, and it is my card of the week. And you can't find that.
Card of the
it's
life.
It's not on TCG.
Yeah, I love that. Here's the thing. It's so impressive. That's one of the things where it's like your significant other like loves you enough like that. Like she put some research in because those are all terms, like magic terms. She could have been like, hey, we're getting married and this is super cute and I love you.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
This is a 3/3 mana. But she
mana dork.
Mana dork, right? She
for her mana
bonded.
dork.
That's a real term. Like,
nice.
Stop.
Let it go.
God, that was good. I'm mad. That was so good. but it was. That's just such a cool, super cool gift. It's a good gift idea for all you ladies out there who are dating nerds.
Yep.
I'll go with my card, which is I should have gone before Porter's because he's just gonna show me up. But this is my beg for you to try the Undex. This is Swinging Ship. It's one of the attractions that you can put out. So on a 4 or a 6 at the top of your turn, if you roll that. By the way, I have a bunch of things in here that like allow you to like move your die up by like 1 or 2 to like get the numbers that you want. After the first combat phase, this turn, there's an additional combat phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures that attacked this turn. These are good cards. This is legal.
Yep.
This is these kind of cards. Like you have a 25% chance to get it, but I have so many things that it can affect the deck to be where I can get that almost every round if I want, if I have things set up.
Right.
And so that's my plea. That's my beg for you to play Unfinity because it's really fun. There's things like stickers, which are entirely legal, where you can put just like a remake a creature and make it a 6/4, just if you have enough like attraction points. It's just it's really cool.
The Unfinity is absolutely worth checking out, especially if Magic doesn't feel like your thing. Try Infinity because it's more of like a crazy board game where everything's made up and the points don't matter type of vibes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I would love to be on that design team.
It'd be so
Wizards
fun.
of the Coast, shout out. I've had an idea for a card called Closing Time where it's a blue and a anything, and the text is, if it's 5 o'clock somewhere, counter target non-creature spell.
That's awesome.
That's what I want.
Only play it on the hour. Boom.
Anyways, those are some great cards. Those are some great stuff. This was a great episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll out a couple of things. Hey, we are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We're working on Twitter, social media things. We're gonna be possible Patreon. If you like what we're doing, we're gonna set a goal for between now and the next episode. Mason rolled real bad on his initiative, so if we can get that bell, that YouTube bell, hit 10 times, let's say 10 new subscribers, Mason will get a +3 to his initiative roll next time. That's our goal. 10.
Yeah.
+3.
This is a great plan.
Simple.
I will also say, Mason, I need a death save from you right now.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Just from the amount of exhaustion points you said.
Yeah.
Get that out there.
If you roll last,
What is it? What is it?
Isn't that one?
So that's 2. So Mason,
And-
if he
hold on,
rolls
hold on,
his,
no, roll it again. Roll it again. He's got one more death save, bro.
Okay, all
he
right.
doesn't. He rolled 1.
I know,
I
but
know,
you guys
you rolled
both,
one, he's got-
both skipped your turn in initiative. Hold on.
Hold
I may
on.
just
I want
die.
to see this. I want to see if he dies.
I'm dead. I'm
Okay,
out of the
Mason's
game.
off the
I rolled a 6.
podcast. Just kidding.
Hey, we're looking
We
at
are
we have
knocking
applications
for-
for new co-hosts.
Give me a third. Those are all lies. Mason is for going to be here. Also, big deal. A perfect segue from this card. Actually, keep an eye on for our YouTube page. We're going to do a video, a how-to shop for your nerdy significant other this holiday season. So be on the lookout on our YouTube page for that. If you are a nerd, just drag and drop that to your significant others.
Yeah.
Send it to them, share it to them, whatever. We're just going to give some like nerdy stuff, some breakdown stuff. There's some great things that your loved ones would probably love to get for you if they knew they existed. So you can maybe just get like a Star Wars Lego set, which is great, but like maybe not quite your exact cup of tea. We're going to try to do a video about some of the coolest gifts that we've ever gotten and maybe some great gift ideas for your significant other nerd this holiday season, because there's a lot of great stuff out there. Super fun. We're going to be doing that. Keep an eye open for that. Keep an eye open for the rebrand flush as we change everything, upgrade everything, adapt everything. We are the Knights of the Nerd Table. Don't you forget about it. And the only thing we have left to say is good night.